What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In today's video, we are jumping into X-Men issue number 32. As we continue on the fall of the House of X, mutant kind is fighting back. The war is in full swing. Iron Man having his Mysterium Sentinel Buster in the Australian outback. He has lured all the Sentinels to him. All of this being a distraction so that the X-Men can go in and start taking down Orcus targets. That is where Magik and Kitty Pryde, aka Shadowcat, come into play. So make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we get into this issue, we pick up with the Lighthouse Keeper, outside the location of the mutant massacre, one of the few to be able to escape it all, but an Orcus agent had caught up with him. Preparing to gun down the Lighthouse Keeper, this is where we have the arrival of Lockheed. Another survivor, hiding out in this lighthouse, waiting for an opportunity, healing up and getting to 100%. We see Lockheed burn the Orcus agent alive. This is when we have the voice of the wonderful, beautiful, fantastic Emma Frost. She calls out to all mutants. She lets them know that there are operations in progress across the globe. She confirms the destruction of the Orcus Bloom, that the Sentinels are currently preoccupied with Iron Man. The battle is being fought to keep resisting. As Emma Frost pulls up on some Orcus agents trying to take down some mutants in the street, courtesy of her gift from Tony Stark, her brass knuckles that shoot some kind of blast out of them. These Orcus agents are turned to freaking dust. Half of their body disappears in an instant, and then she welcomes the mutants to the resistance. There is no doubt about it, the mutant revolution has begun. This is what picks us up with the deadly and gorgeous Magik. Now Magik has been out of this fight for a little while, stuck fighting against Saturn IX in another world in another realm. She has finally been able to return, but even with her returning, the nanites that Orcus put in her body, they still grab hold of her. So it's slowly diminishing her power. It has already taken away her power to teleport. Now those are slowly killing her. This is what brings her to this Orcus facility, the Stryker re-education camp for the disadvantaged. And we see that mutants are no longer pulling punches. The kill no man rule, that's off the table. There is no Quiet Council, there is no Krakoa, there is no mutant society. This is a fight for survival. Fighting against extinction. This means that if you are with Orcus, mutant kind is coming for your life. With Magik in her weakened state, she can use her sword, she can fight with the best of them, but it's really weighing on her. So she picks up a pistol. She makes her way to the doctor responsible for the nanites put into her body. The reason she broke in here was to get this doctor to remove them for her. But this guy, he's in here burning evidence. It looks like Orcus knows, or at least some members of Orcus know, that their days are numbered. They're shutting down facilities. They're burning evidence that can be used against them when a trial is inevitably going to happen. As he pulls a pistol on her, getting ready to put Magik down in her weak state. This is where Shadowcat comes in. The scientist wasn't able to give them any information, so they start making their way through the facility, floor by floor, agent by agent, the blood splatting the windows. The two of them have just gone on a killing spree as they take a break for a moment because these nanites are really heavy on Magik. Magik thought that this was her reinforcements. Emma mentioned something about backup. She thought that was Shadowcat, but in fact, it was Polaris. With Polaris showing up on scene, she can already feel the nanites running through Magik's body, and the removal is going to be painful. We watch as Polaris rips these machines from her body. Having hold of them, we see her destroy them. With them being removed from her body, this is where a Sentinel shows up. Though most of them are dealing with Tony Stark, there are still a few stragglers along the way. Polaris putting up a guard. Shadowcat phases through the floor. Magik is back on her feet and her teleportation is back on the board. Shadowcat phases down to the feet of the Sentinel. Magik opens up a portal for both Polaris and herself to land on the head of the Sentinel, taking nearby power lines and driving them into the head of this machine. For good measure, we have a teleportation from a water hydrant nearby. All of this mixed together causes it to explode. And as all the individuals trapped inside this facility are now free, making a run for it, we have Emma Frost pulling up beside them, telling them to get in because now it is time to kill some fascists, but also bringing a gift, bringing an old friend. This is where we see Lockheed jumping out of the vehicle and into Kate's hands. Such a happy reunion, but then Polaris interrupts asking, "Where is Nimrod?" And Nimrod is next on the list. Chiming into this conversation is Cyclops, securing an asset from Orcus, Dr. Gregor. He says that he doesn't think their problems are over, but they are just beginning. Now Cyclops is asking for the assistance of a war captain, asking for Magik to join up with him because the X-Men have a battle to win. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. This is a fun issue. Finally, we're having a little bit of continuity here. We're not jumping all over the place. We're not jumping from one event to the other. Things are connecting in a much better way. Now, we already saw in last week's Iron Man, he has his new full Mysterium suit. Luring away the Sentinels, this gave them the opportunity to launch their operations. Shadowcat was merely trying to rescue as many mutants as she was able to, just happening upon Magik. But Magik is now back to full power. Lockheed is back with Kitty Pryde, and Emma Frost is leading the revolution. Cyclops back on the board. Their next target is Nimrod. If you are a fan of the Krakoan era, it does not get any better than right now. The months, the years of story building, all getting us to this exact point. Taking Orcus off the board, protecting mutant kind once and for all. But the bigger battle still lies ahead. The battle against AI, against Dominion, against the Enigma. Let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you want to get caught up on everything going on with this series, go ahead, check out the link in my description, as well as the top of this video. It is going to get you completely caught up on everything that is going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you're unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.